Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays, and we are on to the next installment of the Faka-Wolf grind. Now, we are looking at the HE-112, as it only took 2 battles to get out of the 159, but I will say the 112 is going to be a bit of a bear to grind. Not only do we have several airframe upgrades to go through, but we also are lacking on gun power significantly. You can see here we are only supporting 2 792s, and we don't really have anything unlocked for the airframe. We've got no engines, we've got nothing because we just haven't had a Hankel aircraft or a Heinkel aircraft for us to really grind through, except for what, the 51, and none of that's going to translate over to this mono wing. So we're going to speed through this. I'm going to dump in some universal ammunition in here, and when it comes to the consumables, everything's going to be geared towards maneuverability, since this is going to be a maneuverable airframe. Nice change for this aircraft, however, is that it's going to have better altitude performance, so we're not going to run into the same problems we're running into with the Faka-Wolf 159. So this aircraft is going to be a little bit more enjoyable for that aspect, but it just doesn't have the gun power. In fact, you have less gun power in this airframe than you did in its predecessor stock, and it's kind of a pain to get through. So bear with me as we go into the stock grind of this aircraft. Oh, so bad. I do like the look of the airframe. It's very much what you would expect for an early generation mono-wing aircraft. It is open-topped. It has very kind of smooth lines on the fuselage. It almost reminds me of kind of like a tuna fish. I don't know why, but it just looks like a tuna fish to me. Maybe because the body shape is a little bit fat in the front and then slenders out as you get towards the back. But it's enough damage to be able to take out some of these defending aircraft, these air defense aircraft, but just when you see me go after some of the heavier airframes, it's just got nothing going on when it comes to trying to kill those aircraft. We're able to kind of flip this zone fairly easily. I am overtaking this biplane very easily. I am going to ram that aircraft. I did that intentionally. We are at a little bit of a disadvantage. This is one of those asymmetric maps that people love so much. That is sarcasm. They get a command center, but we get an airfield and a garrison. I'm not sure how those equate to each other because we have no offensive capabilities, so I got to get this ticker going as soon as possible, because the only chance I really have, aside from taking that command center, which I don't see as being a possibility with the lack of gun power I have, is to try and keep this zone flipped for as long as humanly possible. If I can make it so that way, even if the command center flips this zone, if we can maintain both of these sites and then immediately flip this airfield back over to blue, that's where we're going to be able to maintain the advantage, just keeping our ticker slightly ahead of theirs. And right now we're neck and neck. So I felt like ramming that aircraft was worthwhile in order to make sure we got this ticker going as soon as possible, because sometimes these really do come down to just a few points. And I did survive the ram. That was a calculated effort. And the gun power, just so little gun power. We're going to end up doing a few of these videos where I'm going to show you the stock grind compared to what the next what the next iteration of this aircraft is going to be. I can already tell you, I've filmed these in advance. It is going to be drastically better, this 112, after we upgraded it. In fact, I really like the 112. It's just starting out, look at this, just no damage. Granted, we're out of range and we're having a tough time keeping up with him, but even when I get the guns on target, just click, 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 click. Come on, the typewriter's typing away, man. Come on, we got to get the story to the editor. It's not happening. Just not going to happen. It's such a pain, and we are up at high altitude, so we're having a tough time with engine power, and we're not upgraded. 100% stock. 100% stock. So let's try and get back down to our altitude, which is going to be at around 4,000 feet. It's more like 3,900 and some change. Decent speed on this aircraft, even stock, so that's not too bad. Going up against aircrafts like the Bristol that are bristling with machine guns compared to this thing, it can be problematic if I let him get on my stern. So let's try and take him out. We're letting the fire do its work. Our bots were able to get the garrison, so we are doing what I was hoping for, which is getting a double tick to their points per their points per tick is half of what we have right now. I think that math is pretty obvious. I just had trouble speaking. And we're almost in the exact same position we were before, just trying to fight off this 110, and his tail gunner is doing more damage than we are, it feels. Luckily, we're able to start him on fire. That damage over time is going to keep us competitive. We managed to kill that aircraft. It kept this zone from getting flipped since it was so close to getting taken by the enemy. I feel like one bomb on an air defense site would have flipped the zone over immediately. We do have bombers inbound, so I mean, at this point, I'm really just trying to get rid of targets as quick as possible just to force them into a respawn. Even if I kill one of these bombers, it's not going to be enough. And can I even kill a bomber in this aircraft? With the lack of any other aircraft to go after at this stage, I decide I'm going to put a little bit of damage into the lead fighter, at least to give me some personal points, but I can't do anything here. It's not even close to being enough damage. All that damage is coming from the 109 Bravo. Tick, 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 tip. It's not doing anything. And we're even overheating the guns. Ugh. Nope. And she's done. And all those bombs are going to drop on this airfield and it's going to flip. And the best we can do now is wait for the opportunity to come back and reacquire this zone. And just one or two bombs managed to flip that site. They're still dropping them too. We'll wait for the timer to tick over. I'm going to get into position over the center of the airfield at altitude, force these biplanes to climb up to about 4,000 feet where they're going to lose their maneuverability, and I can actually engage them in a low energy state, which is going to be optimum for me. And the mythical BF-110 comes out of nowhere. Oh, the bane of my existence. I can't keep up with you and I can't kill you, and your tail gunner causes me too much damage. So I'm going to do my best to just ignore him and try and flip this zone like we originally intended. If I can maintain being in a turning fight, it'll limit his opportunities to get his guns on target against me. I'm just damaging these biplanes as I go by, and my allies are taking him out. I'm totally fine with an assist. I just want to get some damage in, and we want to flip this zone. I'm more interested in winning than I am about my own personal points. We are almost at squall line. We got about 30 seconds left. I would like to take this respawn point away from them because enemies can just appear here, which is exactly what happened with that BF-110. He just appeared here after they took the airfield. Come on, Henkel. Get out of here. One more. Come on. We're so close. We need the zone. And there it is. Whew. Okay, that should keep us in a good state for right now. Any enemies we engage now will be gone for the rest of the battle, as squall line is happening now. So yeah, we're climbing up to high altitude. There's another 110 closing on me. So let's see what we can do. Here we go up against this P-36. Just peppering away, not any real significant damage. Luckily we have an ally shooting at him as well, so there's two sets of guns. That's one target gone. Make sure I break down and away from my friendly aircraft. The bomber flight is redirected to go after our garrison, so I'm going to head to the garrison and see if I can fight some of the ground attackers and fighters that may be over this facility. Even if I can't kill a bomber, if I can kill an aircraft in between bombs destroying ground sites, it can rotate the cap just enough to be able to retain it after the bomber flight passes through. So that is a viable option, and I've done that in the past. But it really didn't matter. The battle ended. It's only a 400-point capture map just because they're so limited on the amount of ground targets. So let's go to the end results screen, see how we fared for being able to get out of the HE-112 and get ourselves into the next airframe, which is going to be the first Focke-Wulf 190, which is what everybody envisions when they picture Focke-Wulf aircraft from World War II. Okay, not bad. 4,000 experience, but I think it's going to be 12,000 to get out of the airframe, and it's going to be well worth the investment to take all of these points and rotate them back into getting the armament and the airframe and the weapons upgraded. And you're going to see some pretty substantial upgrades on this aircraft when you take a look at it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the cannons, because these are going to be wing-mounted cannons. We know the gun power is underpowered, so this is going to give us that boost. You can see the little dots up here. That's the only change in the airframe, but when we go and upgrade the airframe, you're going to see that it's going to be a significant upgrade as well. That was actually 7 points of damage over the 3 we started out with, so we're going to be up to 10. That is a massive improvement. And look at the change in the airframe. The way it sits changed, the wings changed, the fuselage changed. We finally have an enclosed airframe, so the 112 went through quite a revolutionary design change. But we'll show that on the next video for you guys. As always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see differently, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.